quarterback. I'm tired of people saying it. All right? I watched this guy for 6 years. He tormented my life. He made me hate football some weekends. All right? What's up, guys? Back here with the Bengal and Goliath, hitting you with all the NFL stuff from week 9, including different segments and a little bit of things from other leagues. College basketball started yesterday. NBA is going on for a week and a half now, almost 2 weeks. College football is wrapping up, so we'll touch on everything. But first, we're going to touch on NFL week 9.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select
Welcome to the Jungle and the Meadow, a series where we talk about the Bengals and the Giants' performances this week. I got to talk first last week because of this mess. Hair's starting to come back, starting to turn brown, but we're going to kick it to Trevor. He's going to talk about the Giants first. Let's do it.
Giants this week, it might be the first loss that I'm okay with to an extent. Went into the game banged up, got a little worse in the game injury-wise, so it didn't help anyone's cause. Playing a team that is banged up, yet with both of us hurt, they're still a better team than us. So I'm not too mad. I'm okay with the loss. Don't love it. Never want to lose. Want to win every game, but I'm okay to some extents. I thought Dart looked good again. I think this game, he might have been the worst that I've seen him in the pocket, and it still wasn't that bad, which is a good sign. But I felt like this game, I don't know if it was too much pressure. I don't know if it was just he was getting caught on some of those weird ones that he usually doesn't get caught on. But I felt like this was probably the worst I've seen him in the pocket, but he still threw the ball well. He did it on his legs. I think 3 total touchdowns. So solid game from Dart. He's still getting better with the weird receiving room that he's having to deal with week to week. So that's a little bright spot to come from the game. And then second bright spot, I want to thank you, Brian Burns, for giving me at least 3 to 4 plays a game where I can be happy. We could lose by 50, and I know he's going to get me at least 3, maybe more, but at least 3 plays where I'm like, thank you, Brian Burns.
He's a dog.
He's a DPOY. He's a DPOY. I've been saying it since week 5. He's been unbelievable. He's leading the league in sacks. He's like top 5 in TFLs. He's a good player, and he needs to be recognized for more for what he's doing. Before I get into the bad, do you have anything to add?
No, I just one of my good things I wrote down was just Brian Burns has been a one-man wrecking ball this season. He's been incredible for the defensive line, incredible trade pickup. He's just been such a bright spot on a team that needed to have something to cheer for, and I'm happy that you have a guy like Trey Hendrickson was for me last year.
Yeah. He's been great, and him and Dart and Scat for a while. They were 3 people I could always count on. Now to someone I don't think I can ever count on, Shane Bowen. He's a cancer. He needs to be stopped. Consistently, over and over again, teams are able to gash us, punish us, make our defense look silly, yet that's what we put all our money into. We can't stop the run with the best D-line in the league, on top of having one of the best tackling linebackers in the league. Also, I mentioned this last week, we're still one of the best tackling teams in the league. We don't have a lot of broken tackles. We do a good job of wrapping up. Somehow Shane Bowen made Brian Robinson look like a good running back again. Brian Robinson gashed us, CMC gashed us.
The 49ers gashed you guys in total. They had 159 rush yards.
It was brutal. I went into the game expecting to get shelled over the top because Flott was out, Adebo was out, Holland was out. I would have been somewhat okay with that, knowing that we were trotting Deonte Banks out for 90% of the snaps. I would have lived with that. And it still did happen. But the fact that they still killed us in the run. CMC is good, don't get me wrong, but the 49ers haven't been using him in the run game. They came in as a bottom 5 team in yards per rush. And CMC came out looking like the best rushing running back in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
it's tough.
some.
It's tough for the Giants to kind of do that, especially with like, you usually think good defensive line stop the run, and the Giants are prided for being one of the best defensive lines in the league, and then you get gashed like that. It's definitely a.
It's a tough pill to swallow. We're paying so much money to our front seven, and we
Yeah.
can't do shit to stop the run.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep it cool on Dable. I've been trying to, let him do his thing and not really get into him. I can't do it anymore. Shane Bowen is a problem, and as the head coach, you have to understand that and make adjustments to make your team better. Out of all the things he does wrong, you at least have to recognize Shane Bowen is a problem and it needs to be solved. Whether, there's so many other things he does, and I don't like to get into Dable's side because I do like Dable at the end of the day. I do. I really do. I think he's a good coach. But the Shane Bowen situation is unacceptable.
How long has he been coordinator?
Shane Bowen?
Yeah.
So be year 2 because Wink left. When we had Wink Martindale, loved watching defense. It was so good.
Okay. So here's the question I pose for you. You say you like Brian Dable.
I do.
I'm wondering how much leeway left does Brian Dable have? Because if you weren't aware, this is now the 3rd straight season the Giants have started 2-7.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't. When I say the dude, he brought me my first true playoff win. When I was younger, the Giants were good, but I don't remember a whole lot of that. I've watched more replays and stuff. 2012, I wasn't quite old enough yet to really get into it like I wanted to. Brian Dable brought me my first Giants playoff win, so that has a special place in my heart. He made Daniel Jones good, special place in my heart. Dable did a lot of good things when he first got here. Has it been going downhill? Yes. If he got fired tomorrow, would I be mad? No, because he's done bad things recently. I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, I don't like blaming him because I don't think Joe Shane has done a good enough job putting him in a position where he should be expected to win 10 games. I don't think I've went into a season since Brian Dable's got here and expected to win more than 8 games. Not even that. That's on the high end. Coming into this year, I was cool with 6 wins, and we could still do that. So that's why I don't blame Dable that much. I feel like he hasn't had a roster where it's he should be a winning coach.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other thoughts on the Giants, or is that kind of...
I just wanted to state this. Season is officially over in my book. I'd like to thank Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Bobby Okereke, Scatabo, Neighbors, Andrew Thomas. Thank you for your services. You guys have been you singularly have been great to watch. You've really made this year fun. Deontay Banks, Shane Bowen, Mike Kafka, Devin Singletary, Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, Paulson Adebo, Drew Phillips, James Hudson, Graham Gano, and Jude McGavney can all kick rocks. You guys have made this year painful. You guys have done so much to hurt me this year. It's over. Thanks to you guys especially. It was a rough year. I think every NFL team fan, even the Browns, even the Jets, even the Giants this year, we all come in with just a little glimmer of we could make the playoffs. If we got to the playoffs, we can make a push. Every team, every fan, if you're a true fan, you have just a little bit. There's realism. If you asked me, yeah, we'd probably win 6 or 7 games if you asked me at the beginning of the year. But there's always a little piece of me where I'm yeah, we could make a playoff run. We can make the playoffs and make a playoff push. As of today, those dreams have officially been crushed. I'm admitted to say, and when I think when a fan can no longer say that we can make a playoff push, I think that's when the season's over. So I'm ready to call it quits on that. That one.
Fair.
I love the Giants. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, passing out your thank yous and fuck yous is a sure way to know that you're done with the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the Giants, and I'm still going to watch them every week. I'm going to root them on. I'm going to be mad if we lose. I'm going to be happy if we win. But the hope is just gone. It's just going to be watching because I love the team.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
It's okay. To touch on what's going to happen next week, we got the Bears. I honestly think we'll win that game.
I think the Giants could be a sneaky and win that game too.
I think the Giants at this point and moving forward, I think we're going to be a team that no one wants to play. Like, it's teams that are trying to make playoff pushes. We're not going to be a team that people want to play.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be. We're going to be spoiled for the rest of the year.
It's not a terrible place to be in when you're in a bad spot. The only problem is when you get to this place, I mean, we're only 9 weeks in, but you get to a place where you just would rather lose and just get draft picks.
And that's what I was about to say.
Stock, so.
We have been 2-7. We started 2-7 the past 3 years. We finished 6-7, or not 6-7, 6-11 2 years ago, and it bumped us from a top 5 pick to like the 13th pick. Let's just make sure it's a top 10. That's all I'm asking. I feel like
You would rather the Giants keep losing games and get a top 10 pick than have the joy of winning on Sundays. Right now.
I'm not picking tanking yet. I'm just saying that
we'll revisit it like week 14.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I know the answer by week 14. But, like, I don't know. There's just no reason. There's no reason. Like, we're not making the playoffs. We're not winning the division. First thing, we're not winning the division. Yep. We're not getting a bid in because let's look at all these other divisions who have at least 2 teams that we're not beating out. So, I want to win. But like, what do you want? What do you want from me? Like, we suck, and we suck, and I just.
It's okay, bro. We do too.
But the one thing I do think the Giants have done well as of recent is draft. Andrew Thomas, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, Scatabo, Newbin, Drew Phillip. Like, we have drafted fairly well the past 3 to 4 years. So let's just keep banking on what seems to be working.
Yeah. I agree. That's a good way to look at it, for sure.
So that's what I got on the Giants. It's just I just kind of defeated at this point. But we could talk about someone else who probably feels defeated, but in a different way. And your Bengals. Yeah, and your Bengals.
Man. Where do we go from here? There's bad defenses. There's really bad defenses. There's really, really bad defenses. And then keep going a couple more tiers, and then there's the Bengals.
Yeah.
Man, another one. Another game where we put up... I don't even remember what the score is. I think we put up 40. We put up 40 and lost, I'm pretty sure.
47 to 42.
Yeah. I'm just trying to block it out of the memory. The bleach is helping to just block out the score. So there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And I want to start with the good because I want to be positive. Positive. Okay? So we're going to start with the good.
Let's go.
So let's start with the good. So let's start with right at the start of the game, kickoff, Charlie Jones, whoop, down the sideline.
Let's go.
Touchdown. Let's go. Charlie Jones is a fantastic returner. Love to see him work the sidelines. He's very good at it. That was awesome. That happened. I was like, this could be a fun game. Guess what? No. But we're going to stay talking about the good. T. Higgins catch. That touchdown catch. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did not get a chance to see it. I was too busy watching the Giants.
I will make sure you get to see it after we're done recording. That catch was absolutely unbelievable. Put T. Higgins anywhere near the pylon, and he's going to make an unbelievable play. I mean, what the fuck? How can he do it so much? T. Higgins is so good. If we clip it, I'm playing the clip right now. Bop. And then just like... I can't express how much I love having T. Higgins on my team. He's incredible, the plays he makes. Mm-hmm. And I think T. Higgins would be wide receiver 1 on exactly half of the NFL teams. 16 of 32 NFL teams, he would be wide receiver 1 on. And I can name them right now for you.
Go ahead.
Patriots.
Yes.
Bills.
Yes.
Dolphins.
Yes.
Ravens,
Yes.
Browns,
Yes.
Colts,
Yes.
Jaguars, Titans,
That one's close.
Broncos,
Yes.
Raiders,
Yeah.
Bears,
Oh,
Packers, 49ers, Commanders, Panthers, Saints.
are on the Raiders, are we counting Brock Bowers? Okay. Then I agree with all. I think the Jags is close. I think BTJ.
He can't
I
catch a
think
football right now.
if we send T. Higgins there with their fucking wide receivers coach, he probably won't be able to either.
No, Brian Thomas literally cannot catch a football.
He can,
He
though.
drops it.
He can.
I understand, but he hasn't.
Fair.
Give me T.
That's
Higgins,
the
16
only
teams,
one.
wide receiver 1. Book it.
Probably.
Yes. Okay, and then another positive, Joe Flacco.
Solid.
Dude, incredible. Anytime Joe Flacco's throwing for like a 450 yards at 40 years old, like, bro, he should have
impressive.
to do that. It's so impressive. He's been incredible. What an awesome trade pickup by the Bengals. He's been so much fun to watch. I'm happy that I can like actually look forward to like having a good quarterback because Browning was not it. I want to give you a stat. In 4 games as the Bengals starter, Joe Flacco is 111 for 150. That's 74%. 1,241 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 2 picks.
Actually, that's great, and that's really, really good. I had a question about this, and I think this is a good time to ask you.
Okay.
I want to say this lightly so you don't get super mad, because I think there's some validity to it. You just have to listen.
Okay.
Is Joe Flacco doing what he's doing at 40 make Joe Burrow seem worse?
No.
But like, yes.
No. It doesn't make Joe Burrow look any worse. I think it just, if anything, it makes Jamar Chase and T. Higgins look that good.
Okay, if that's the way you want to look at it, in my eyes, it's just like we knew coming into this, the Bengals probably had the best wide receiving core, like probably the best total room of like skill positions in the NFL. Chase Brown's really good. Your tight ends, you're very deep at tight end. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, best 1-2 punch in the NFL. Like pretty, it's not like clear cut, but it's pretty damn. So your offense is really, really good, and we knew that coming into this year with Joe Burrow. That's why everyone was like, Bengals are going to put up 50. They're going to have to because of the defense. Everyone was right. So does that just show – I'm not saying Joe Burrow's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I love Joe Burrow. But does this show that if Joe Burrow was in a different situation, maybe like the Chargers with Herbert, he'd look more like Herbert than what Burrow does with the Bengals?
I don't believe so. I think I think Joe Burrow is – I'm very confident Joe Burrow is unbelievably good at the sport of football. I truly believe that if you put Joe Burrow on a team with worse wide receivers, that team is still gonna be very good with him at the helm. So yes, I do believe so. I think it's a good question, and I think it doesn't make Joe Burrow look any worse. I just think it just shows how fucking good Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are. So, okay, I've talked about the good enough. Let's go to the bad, because there's a lot of bad. Okay, so I know you didn't watch much of this game, so I'm going to explain. So after the Charlie Jones touchdown, Bears get the ball back, obviously, and they start their first drive. They get all the way down the field, and they run a trick play that results in a touchdown pass to Caleb Williams. The defense genuinely stood there and just watched it happen. It was like you could count probably 5 to 7 guys just stacked up on the goal line, just kind of watching Caleb run free and just see it happen. And I'm like, what is that? And then Chase Brown has this drop. We basically have to kick a field goal because of it. And then, and then the Bears end up getting the ball back, and then Zacchaeus has this touchdown, and it was like the team just stood and watched again. I'm just like, what do you work on during the week? What do you watch in film? What do you practice on the field? What do you get preached by the coaches? Because none of it looks like it transpires to the field. And I'm just genuinely curious what they work on, because we know it's not tackling. So I'm like, do you study film? Do you watch anything that Ben Johnson does? Ben Johnson's so incredible, you have to be prepared. And it didn't look like they even were prepared for anything that they were going to run. It wasn't even tackling at the beginning of the game. It was just out of position, not covering guys they were supposed to cover. It was so frustrating to watch. Genuinely, like, why were you just standing there? So
I think coming into this week, we knew that the Bengals defense was bad. Like, everyone knew that. Kyle Monangai was talked about crazy over fantasy football because it's like Bengals defense. But last week we talked about this, that Caleb Williams is one of the most polarizing QBs in the league. You know, he has like 300 pass yards and then won't even pass for a touchdown, might throw for one. So I think Caleb Williams coming into this game and leading an offense to 47 points just keeps opening up. Like, we knew the run defense was bad. The fact that Caleb Williams, someone who we thought was a very just like, he's trying to find his way, he really needs to try to figure it and led a team to 47 points against your defense. It speaks.
Correct.
Shows just.
Correct. Yes, agreed. So, and then there was a moment where Orlando Brown had a false start. He also had an unsportsmanlike conduct. And he's been kind of poor this season. Statistically, I don't know the statistics on it, but I've seen a lot of Bengals fans complaining about his play. So basically it bumps us back. And so we have 2nd and goal from the 21-yard line, which is just such a Bengals thing to happen. Do you want to guess what happened, what the play call was? You want to guess what we did?
Second and
goal from the 21.
Let's go. Oh man, there's so many things that Zach Taylor could have done.
What is Zach Taylor the king at?
It's a check down. I'm just trying to
Bingo.
trying to think of the position. I was just trying to.
It's just a check down. What are you checking the ball down on 2nd and 21? You trying to gain closer yards for a field goal? Are you trying to set up a closer 3rd down play? Just stop. I don't know. I just disagree with the call, and it's just frustrating. Another thing that's frustrating is that every running back that plays against the Bengals looks like prime Todd Gurley. The defense would stop an 8-year-old that plays football if you threw pads on him and he ran up the middle. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's
yes,
unreal.
Yes, I'm overreacting. I know an 8-year-old peewee football player wouldn't do good against the Bengals defense, but it's fucking annoying, dude.
Maybe they would.
And makes them look awful.
My thing is, there's been bad run defenses in the past. I mean, shit, the Giants have one of the worst. We're right with you with run defenses. But with the Bengals, it just feels different. It feels like, I don't even know how, it just feels different. I mean, you'll go into games, and it's like, you would think consistently, over and over and over again, you're getting shelled by running backs who, Kyle Monangai. The only person that I heard that name from coming into this year was David before the fantasy draft of a dynasty league. It's the only time I had heard that name. And he put 200 scrimmage yards on you guys, or something in that realm.
It's ridiculous. It's so annoying. I'd go out there and get lubed up and have them. Pause. You can't say that shit. Yes, I can. Do something. Lather me up in baby oil and have them tackle me, because they can't tackle. It's so annoying. Every running back just breaks tackles and goes for more yards. They blow. They can't tackle. So are you saying you think the other teams lube their running backs up in baby oil before they play the Bengals? No, but they could, and it would help. Is that legal? Do you think that's in the rule book? Can you do that?
No, but I think we should test it out. I think we should put you out in some little crop top, some nice.
Let's just move on. You lost the plot. Crop.
Lost the plot. You said you wanted to get lubed up and run through a bunch of men.
Okay, no, you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say run through a bunch of men.
You said you wanted to get lubed up in baby oil and then run through the Bengals defense and have them touch you.
Bro, you're nitty-picking these little. Yeah, we're moving on. You're done. You're done for a week. All right.
All right. Bye, guys. I'm done for a week.
Okay. I want to mention Evan McPherson's been pretty good this year. I think I told you this. Evan McPherson missed a 40 or 54-yard field goal short. It didn't even reach the goalposts.
That's unreal. Who did Cairo Santos flip jerseys? Did Cairo Santos?
Cairo Santos just caught a stray, but Cairo also has been bad. They need to go back to Jake Moody, I think. But yeah, so that's frustrating. And then, did you hear about the Zach? Oh, I told you about it. We got to talk about the Zach Taylor challenge.
Yeah.
So obviously, I understand that he was trying to save the game and he was thinking the fumble was probably the only thing that could maybe bring us back into it. But like, if you challenge a play and it gives a touchdown to the other team, you need to go back and watch film on yourself. Like, not the team. Go watch film on yourself because that's bad. That is so bad.
For sure. While in the grand scheme of things, would the touchdown have really mattered? No, because they probably would have scored one anyways, but they would have been down at the 1 or the 2. So the touchdown probably gets scored regardless. But it's just the concept of, as an opposing coach, you try to challenge a play, and a challenge is only to help you. There's never been a strategic thing to a challenge where it's like, maybe I should challenge this and try to manipulate the clock. No, you're trying to gain a possession. You're trying to say something's incomplete. You're trying to hurt the other team. And he gave him a touchdown. Like, it's a very Bengals-esque thing to do.
So stupid, dude. So stupid. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right. So the defense is getting worse week by week. Like, genuinely, how do you get worse week by week? It's how do you get worse? Like, it's genuinely like improbable. If you look at an NFL team, they're supposed to improve week by week. How is it possible that we're getting worse week by week?
Well,
but I do want to say this. Hold on. I do want to say this. Everybody's calling for Al Golden's head. They want Al Golden fired. I'm going to be the first to say I do not want Al Golden fired. I do not think that is going to solve any issues. We fired Lou Anarumo last year thinking that was going to solve issues. With the personnel that we had, he could not do anything. We haven't even gotten a chance to see what Al Golden can do because our personnel is that bad right now. Statistically, it is terrible. And it's like the Browns. The Browns last year, they fired Ken Dorsey, their offensive coordinator. What was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to light a stone on fire? He had Deshaun Watson at quarterback. There were college quarterbacks that were better than Deshaun Watson.
Now, easy.
There was nothing. No, there was nothing Ken Dorsey could have done last year as the Browns offensive coordinator. There is nothing that Al Gordon can do right now as the Bengals. There is nothing Al Golden can do as the Bengals defensive coordinator right now. I do not want him fired because I don't think that'll solve anything.
I mean, you're right in saying that, like, you haven't seen anything from Al Golden yet. I think that's the one reason I've laid off of Kafka for the Giants and dug into Bowen is because, like, we have the people on defense to be elite and we don't have the people on offense to be elite. So so I agree. I think you're right, but I do understand why fans go for Al Golden's head. Like, that's the whole, when you're a coach at any level, especially like the head coach, but in the case of the NFL, you have the head coach and then you have the head coaches of offense and defense. That's who you go to. Like, that's the leader. That's just who's going to get the flack for it. You're right. I agree with you. Yeah. But you have to know that's coming if you're Al Golden, if you're a Bengals fan, if you're anyone who watches Bengals football, you have to understand that that's going to come.
I agree. And if he were to get fired, I mean, I would understand, but I also just don't think he's gotten a chance yet. The personnel is not good. The Bengals are not good at drafting. That's proven statistically. Sure. It's just they're going to have to give him a chance to get some better players because it's just not evident enough if he can do his job yet. And so he needs more time. So I want to give you some Bengals defensive numbers to prove how bad statistically the Bengals defense is. I talk about it. I feel like every week I talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up again. The Bengals defense in this Bears game missed 15 tackles, 15 for an additional 133 yards, according to Netflix stats. Okay, they entered the game with 94 missed tackles for 645 yards. Both leading the NFL. Yes, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. The Bengals are 7-8 in the past 2 seasons when scoring 25 points. They're 6-6 in the past 2 seasons when scoring 30, and they're 1-4 in the past 2 seasons when scoring 38 points. You're telling me you scored 38 points in 5 games in the past 2 seasons and you won once?
It's unreasonable. I want to look up something real quick. Now that the fact you put that stat in my head, I want to look up. So what was your stats from that game? Like missed tackles. What was it?
They missed 15 tackles for 133 additional yards.
Okay.
According to Next Gen Stats.
The Giants coming in to wait, no, it's not even that. It'd be
afterwards.
I'm just looking to see how close the Giants were, because we're not a team that lose a lot. I want to see how close we were in total compared to just what you had. Coming into yesterday, this is like off the top of the head stats. Probably close. You guys had 15 missed tackles against the Bears. We had roughly 35 to 36 coming into through 8 weeks.
So we have basically 3 times your missed.
No, you had in one game you had a third of.
Yeah. I'm just saying we have 90. We have over coming into the game. We had 95.
Yes, yeah, you have.
Season, so that's about 3
Yeah,
times.
and in one game you almost had a third of what we had the entire season. I don't know what we had. I don't know what our percentage is now after that game. I know we did miss a couple tackles, like Flop missed a bad one, but that's insane to think about.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. I was told that they worked on old-fashioned tackling drills during practice, and I'm curious what old-fashioned tackling drills did they work on, because literally tackling was what lost us the game. Loveland literally broke free and there's a screenshot of Loveland catching the ball and 3 Bengals defenders collapsing on him, and it's like, surely he didn't score a touchdown on this, right? Nope, he did, and we lost. It's just like, I'm sick of it. It's like my favorite part of the whole game was post-game conference Chase Brown. Chase Brown said, finish the fucking game. Like, just end it. Just end the game. Like, and Zach Taylor was like, nah, like, he wasn't thinking straight or whatever. He shouldn't have said that. Like, come on, bro. He's just telling you how it is. What? Dude, if you were an offensive player on the Bengals and you put up 40 points and lose, you would be pretty fucking pissed. I think his comments were pretty fucking reasonable.
For sure. I think a teeny bit, I do understand what Taylor's saying. You can't say that. Like, that's something you keep in-house. But at the same time, he wasn't false in his statements. He's saying what everyone's thinking. That's just something you try to keep in-house.
Fair. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I don't really want to talk about the Bengals any further. Maybe one of these weeks we'll come out with a win. Hey, we play the bye week this week. I heard we're 14.5-point underdogs. So, I mean, maybe we'll beat the bye week, but we'll see.
Hey guys, we just wanted to bring you guys some bonus content, and we had Clay Petry reach out to us. He was an intern for the Purple Insider, and he wanted to come on and talk some Bears football. So we decided to do a little bonus segment and include it in our podcast today.
Yeah, he came on. It was great. We meshed well, had some really good dialogue. Hope to do this with more people. If anyone else wants to, you're more than welcome to reach out. We'd love to have guests and talk ball with anyone.
For sure. And without further ado, here is that segment.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We decided to have a guest come on and talk some Bears off after a recent video that I had posted. We're here with Clay Petry. He was an intern for the Purple Insider, which was enemy territory, but gave him the opportunity to talk some football, and he reached out to us, and we thought it would be a good fit. So, Clay, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about how you became a Bears fan?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Clay Petry. Thanks for having me on the show. I am unfortunately a lifelong Bears fan. Got the tattoo. I'm stamped forever. So my dad was actually, he's from Illinois, just 2 hours outside of the city. So he kind of just brainwashed me as a kid. So I've been through Rex Grossman, Jay Cutler, Trubisky, Field, you name it. It's been rough, but I'm still here. So.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we got in contact with you off of the clip I posted from our previous podcast from last week of me saying that I'm wondering if Caleb Williams is the franchise guy, if he can actually lead you guys to a Super Bowl, or if he is just a very good quarterback that may never get you there. So I want to just start it off. Why don't you give me your thoughts on Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I feel like he has been the most polarizing player probably of my lifetime. I haven't seen a player receive quite as much hate like he does, and it's probably because he's been the best player in his age group since he's been a freshman in high school. Yeah. So there's these expectations are crazy, and I would be lying if I sat here and said I'm not at least a little bit disappointed. I think last year he definitely tried to play a lot of Superman ball, which makes sense because I've never seen coaching malpractice like I did for the Bears last year. It was actually insane. They looked like a peewee football team at times, and it just the way the decisions were made or just end of half situations, just it never made sense. So I'm glad that Ben Johnson chose to come here because he could have gone anywhere, but it was his belief in Caleb Williams that brought him here. Really, and I mean, this year I know the numbers looked similar, but I mean, he looks a lot better just processing the field, taking what's given to him. And obviously, my two biggest critiques for him are accuracy, mainly short throws, and then just still trying to play a little too much Superman ball. Yeah. I feel like there's plenty of times where he can get down the field for 7 yards, but he tends to hang around and try to make stuff happen behind the line of scrimmage. But if he could play more on time, hit his checkdowns. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really see what he can't do. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson almost leans into that Superman role at some point, like allowing the QB. Like you saw Goff do it sometimes with the Lions, where he would try to make those special plays to JMO down the field. I just wonder if Caleb has. He might not have the weapons quite yet to make those Superman plays. I think he might be talented enough, and the offense might be there. But like we saw last week, his wide receiver 2 didn't show up. So if his wide receiver 2 can't show up week to week, then
man, that was so shocking because especially the first 4 weeks of the year, Rome was. It's like every ball is going to him. Every ball's thrown to him. So now his dad's out here tweeting about how he doesn't get the ball enough.
I know.
After one bad game. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Speaking of that, so I saw it, and I don't know if you've kept up much with the Bengals, but DJ Turner has actually he's our cornerback 1, and he's been obviously like one of the only bright spots on the defense this year. He's been very good and getting like Pro Bowl looks and everything. A lot of people were saying it's just because DJ Turner was guarding him, which I think is really cool, even if that's actually what the reasoning was. But I saw this tweet, and I wrote it down because I wanted to mention it to you. Somebody tweeted out at Roan and said, what are the let's get this guy on a team to where he actually is going to get the ball thrown to him. And he quote tweeted it with a pinpoint location. Do we think that's him saying he's there, or do we think that's him putting smoke in the water?
No, so that I know what tweet you're talking about. That's his dad. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, that was
so
his dad?
His dad is the one. Yeah, his dad's the one out here complaining, and it's like, it's out of left field because Rome seems like a very down to earth, hard-working kid. And his dad just came out of nowhere, and it really does make sense. He has 25%. What am I trying to say here? He gets the ball more than 25% of the time on every route he's thrown. He has the second most catches for second-year wide receivers. I mean, weeks 1 through 4, he was killing it. Which now is kind of this is where I want the Bears to kind of grow. Is we got our run game, which was non-existent the first 2 or 3 weeks of the year, but it seems like as a result of that, Rome has kind of fell off a bit. So I'm thinking the next step, hopefully we could get them on the same page and marching at the same time.
I gotcha. Yeah, I feel you with the parent getting out and tweeting about it, because I'm from Cincinnati, so I'm a Reds fan too, and Jake Fraley last year, not this past season, but the year before that, we never let him bat against left-handed pitchers because he can't hit lefties, and his dad was freaking out on Twitter about left. I'm like, dude, look at the stats, dude. It's just why are you tweeting?
Yeah, I feel like athletes just need to, as soon as they get to the league, be like, parents, girlfriends, brothers, give it up. Give me that social media.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody just let it be.
Yeah, just support it. Be there for him.
Because Rome's dad is one thing. Yes, one tweet an undeserved tweet. Sucks. But the whole Caleb Williams and his dad thing, that was rough to go through. Like, wanting to force his way to Minnesota and all, like, that, like, it's crazy that we drafted that family and then right after Rome's. But from the good news is, it looks like it doesn't really rub off onto them. So hopefully they could just stay focused and fix it in-house and we can move on.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about Caleb Williams being the guy. Do you trust Ryan Poles' like long-term decision-making and his vision for what the team has? Because like I know they kind of loaded up. They made a lot of offensive line moves coming into the season, and then I know that like they've done well drafting a little bit in the past couple seasons. I think. What do you think of his mindset and vision of it?
Poles, I swear I change my mind about him every other day. So I'm trying to think of his first picks that I remember. The first big move that I didn't disagree with at the time was he traded back one spot, passed up on Jalen Carter and picked Darnell Wright. And at the time, I was like, are we kidding? Like, Jalen Carter is bound to be one of the best D tackles in the league. I know he has some character flaws. Right. Which Ryan Poles is really against. He really only goes after high character guys, which I can appreciate, but at times it leads to a lesser talent being brought on. But I don't know. At the time I was against that, but Darnell Wright is looking like a top 10 tackle in the NFL right now, so I can't really complain about that. I mean, he flipped basically Bryce Young into the team we have today.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, my biggest concerns are I feel like he tries to get too flashy in rounds 2 and 3. Like our second round rookies this year, we drafted Luther Burden, Ozzie Trapillo, which I thought was a left tackle, but then he moved to right tackle. Still wasn't good enough, so now he's just getting a handful of snaps. And then Shamar Turner, who's a D tackle who was better at D end, but didn't really get to the pass or didn't really get to the passer. He's good at stuff in the run, but he tore his ACL. So Luther barely gets the rock. I would love to see him get more opportunities instead of Olamide Zaccheaus, which I love OZ. I feel he's a safety blanket, but it's hard to look at the plays Luther makes and think to myself, like, he can't make those plays and more. I feel like Luther is super talented. He just needs a little more love. Kind of like Loveland. We finally got to see him a little bit this week. And to your downfall. But I was really happy with that. Obviously, the game-winning touchdown says a lot, but I appreciated how much they used him just throughout the games.
Yes.
In the red zone earlier, throwing him a glance route, which I've been begging for them to do in the red zone because we suck in the red zone. Giving him the ball more like in space and stuff. So I'm really happy that came together. Back to the question. Poles, he's hit or miss. Like, he traded for Chase Claypool at the deadline. He signed Grady Jarrett to a ton of money. He signed Dayo Oda. Oh, I still don't know how to say his name. Dayo Oda Yingbo, I think. Signed him to a bunch of money. So it's like for every good move he makes one that seems just as bad. So I don't know. I'm trusting him for now because I do think we have a talented roster. Besides defensive line, I don't really feel like there's a big talent gap for any of our positions. So I'll keep believing in him. Hopefully we take 3 D tackles in the first 2 rounds next year.
I was going to mention, I think that it's important to give people time to work. Obviously, Ryan Poles has been there, but obviously Ben Johnson is fresh, so there's going to be things that aren't going to go well that they're going to fix, right? That's a given. But you've got to be. So our roommate from last year, we had 2 other roommates last year. Our roommate from last year was a Bears fan as well, and so we'd always talk Bears, Giants, and Bengals. And one thing we always talked about.
God, such a crappy.
I know. One thing we'd always talk about was Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus, and who was the third? Was it Dennis? It wasn't Dennis Allen. It was who was your
Special team.
Richard Hightower.
Okay, maybe it was
Or
just
Thomas Brown was our interim head coach.
We talked about Thomas Brown a little bit when he got thrown in there, but we talked about Shane Waldron with him standing on the sidelines and shaking when calling plays, and so I'm happy for you that you guys have Ben Johnson and you have some hope for the future, because man, what a mess. Trevor has been going through it with his coordinators this year. The Giants have been a mess.
They're so bad. I mean, we have arguably the best front seven in the league, and somehow Shane Bowen can't figure out how to make them stop the run. I mean, what more can you ask for? Like, if teams were shelling us on the backside, our cornerbacks aren't great. They're all young and they're trying to figure shit out. But our front seven is loaded. Yeah, and we're getting ran on, just gashed. Like, get him out. I'm so tired of Shane Bowen.
Yeah.
How do you expect? So with that, how do you expect the matchup to go next week? Because the Bears have kind of figured out their run game a little bit.
Definitely, they definitely have after the bye week.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close. I think Dart showed me a lot. Like, I have faith in Dart. I think
Dart's going to shred our defense.
That's what I told you. I think it's going to be high scoring. Like, I think you guys are going to have your way with us, and we're going to have our way with you guys. I think, if it was in the 30s, that'd be, high, but I wouldn't be totally shocked. I have faith. I do have faith. But at the same time, you guys do probably have you have a much better head coach, and your coordinators are much better than ours right now. So you guys might have the edge, but I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I agree with that take. I've been super impressed with Jackson Dart. I did not expect him to be even remotely close to what he is, and especially at this point in his career. Yeah. I think it's so sad to see Neighbors and Scat go down, because that was going to be a truly special offense this year. But I don't know. My main concern with that game is Caleb reverting back to his old ways, holding the ball, because I know they're going to get to him. I know the pressure is going to be there. It's just going to be, can he make the check down? Can he scramble? Can he get loose for 7-10 yards? Can he throw the ball away? If he could do that and keep the chains moving, I feel like Bears should be able to take care of business, barring the defense doesn't give up 45 points. But yeah.
Shane Bowen, the only time he's makes good decisions is when he rushes 5. He loves to rush 3, because you throw Kayvon and Burns and Dexter out there. It's that's a great 3. But he loves to rush 3 and drop back 8 and think we add more bad corners on the field and just make stuff better, instead of putting our good D line on the field and getting pressure on the quarterback. So whenever he rushes 5 and he puts in sets where we're rushing 5 people, we look like our defense is completely different.
They look very good.
Because we're getting Burns with a one-on-one matchup, Abdul Carter with a one-on-one matchup, Dexter Lawrence with a one-on-one matchup. It's unreal when we rush 5 and just play man and just hope to get to him within 4 seconds. It's when we give the time that we suck. So if Caleb Williams is in the pocket for more than 5 seconds, I don't have faith. If he's getting out scrambling, I think it could be really, really bad.
Yeah, Burns has been insane this year.
So good. He's been preaching DPOY.
He needs it. He needs more love.
He does need more love. I don't see a lot of people talking about him, but don't he have 8.5 sacks already or something like that?
11.
He's got
11. Yeah, that's.
He's leading the league.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah, he's top 3 in TFLs. He's leading the league in sacks. He's a monster.
Hey, give the Bears some of that, bro. Give the Bears some of that. Dude, we are allergic to the quarterback.
Well, that leads me to a question. If you could change one thing about the Bears this season, what would that thing be that you could change?
This season, so not D-line
right now,
get better somehow.
Right now, what would you choose?
Out of the fixable things, I'd probably just say I would want to see Caleb Williams convert on more of his checkdowns. I feel like his most inaccurate balls are just checkdowns to the running back, which is crazy to me. I was watching back the Bengals game, and he had 3 inaccurate balls, and 2 of them were just on checkdowns to Monangai. So it's how can you make the impossible throw and not that throw? Also, he tends to, I think it's because he trusts in his arm and scrambling ability to get out and make a big play, that oftentimes he'll pass on a drag route or a short stop route for an easy 5 yards and try and get a bigger play. Just take the free food, dude. If that can start happening, I think our offense will improve tremendously. And we're already, I mean, by the numbers, I think they're like a top 4 scoring offense, mainly due to field goals because we can't score in the red zone. But still, we're moving the ball. So if he could just hit the easy ones, I think it'll just take him to a whole nother level.
For sure. Do you think that the Bears will make the playoffs?
I probably would have said yes, but then J.J. McCarthy, like
I know.
He's kind of still an interesting player to look at because the stat line does not look good. And I didn't watch the whole game, but out of the bit I saw great throws and I saw horrible throws. So it's like if he can become more consistent, I feel like this team can buy back into the belief. And their defense didn't go anywhere. They still have an insane defense with an incredible coaching staff behind them. So if they can get consistency out of him, I wouldn't be shocked if they take the Bears' third place spot. But even other than that, if there aren't 3 NFC North teams that make the playoffs, it's like the NFC is just so good this year. It's going to be really, really hard to make it. So I'll probably go with no, but I think we could definitely get 9 wins, 8 at least. Like that's 3 more in the season, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I hope you can do that. God, do anything?
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask about Ben Johnson. So you've seen him for 9 weeks now. Like you've seen kind of what he does. Do you think he's so good at X's and O's and like schemes that he's going to be fine by next year, or do you think we'll have to take a route like Campbell, where Campbell had to get his guys, get his culture, take like 2-3 years, and then make that hard push? Or do you foresee something coming next year?
Honestly, I think Ben Johnson is kind of hitting his stride right now. With the run game getting to where Ben Johnson likes it, that's how he ran things in Detroit through the run game. So now that that's popping, the play action is hitting even harder. Now he pulled out like 7 trick plays against the Bengals. So he's getting into his bag a little bit. He's feeling more confident, and I think as the season goes on, I really don't think it's as much as is Ben Johnson's offense going to work. It's how much does he trust Caleb? Because in the first 4 weeks or so, you could kind of tell he was protecting Caleb and letting him get used to playing with the defense to his back on the play actions and stuff like that. So I think just as Caleb gets more comfortable, it's just going to allow Ben to do more in this offense. So I think their relationship is hand in hand. So
definitely. Do you like the Loveland draft pick over Warren?
So this is funny. Draft day, I was on a podcast with Purple Insider, and as soon as we picked Loveland, I'm like in the back, just like, what are we doing? Like I am so upset because I did not expect us to pick a tight end because I'm a big Cole Kmet fan.
Yeah, I liked Cole Kmet too, personally.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting tight end, and if we were going tight end, it seemed like Warren was the best player there. But, as soon as that happened, I went and watched the film, and Warren looks more just like a ball player, like get the ball in his hands, and he'll break tackles, he'll make guys miss. But Loveland really looks like the better route runner, and he looks like just a big receiver out there. And I feel like that's kind of more what Ben Johnson's looking for in this offense instead of just a guy they have to scheme open and make plays. Yeah. I think they're both tremendous players, but I'm happy with the pick so far, especially after the last game. It's making me slowly realize that maybe Cole Kmet wasn't as good as I thought he was. I still think he's a great tight end, but I think if they just flipped roles, have Cole more in the blocking position with some leak outs and stuff, and then have Loveland down the seams, hidden corners, out routes, stuff like that, I think it'll open up this offense. So I like it.
Do you have it? I've got one more, but it'll be the final question.
Oh, okay. Just want to know, with today being the trade deadline, are you glad you guys set? Did you wish you bought a little bit? Did you think there was anyone you needed to get off?
Nobody to get off. I was kind of harping on the Breece Hall trade, but that was before the Bengals game. Okay. So I'm kind of cool with Monanga. Yeah, so I'm kind of cool at running back. We did add a DN from the Browns that I've never heard of. So I'll go watch his tape and form an opinion on that. But he's 26, and we only gave up a 6th-rounder for him, so I'm cool with
Can't
that.
hurt. Yeah.
The only players I would have loved to make a splash, like Quinnen Williams would have been awesome, and then Trey Hendrickson. Those were probably the only two realistic moves. Yeah. People were saying Max Crosby and this and that. I just never thought that was in the picture.
Yeah.
But I'm cool. We spent a lot of money this last offseason, and it's kind of tied up in players I'm not loving right now, like the Grady Jarrett and Deo signings. So I don't know. I'm cool with them holding off. I don't think we're one player away from being Super Bowl champs or even being a serious playoff contender. So I'm cool with just taking the seat, waiting.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I am with you. I wish that we would have traded Trey Hendrickson because Bengals are very notorious, and everybody knows that we are not going to pay anybody. And everybody was shocked that we paid Trey, and so he's making $30 million this year, and everybody knows damn well the Bengals are not going to re-sign him after this season. So why not trade him and get some value? So I was frustrated to see that, and we traded Logan Wilson to the Cowboys, and I mean he was a team captain and he got benched, so it's probably good that he got traded.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm with you. I would have enjoyed Trey Hendrickson to get traded. I thought of one more before I asked my final question. Yep. Obviously, there's the double doink. We're not going to talk about the double doink. But I bring up last year. What were you thinking when, was it Tyreek Stevenson? Is that right?
Oh, my God. I literally pouted in my bed for a week as a grown-ass man. I'm just in my dorm room pouting.
Yeah.
And it's
fair.
It's just I love Jaden Daniels. He's from California, just a little north of where I'm from, and he's always been just a role model for people. I'd never see him acting out of character. He's always down to earth. He's close with his mom, and he plays great freaking football.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've always been a fan of him. So it sucks that my new favorite quarterback has been pitted against him for eternity.
Yeah.
But oh God. But that game, it was just I was so happy that Caleb was able to turn around after being dog shit for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then he goes and brings had game-winning drive. Mm-hmm. And you think it's over. You think all the stress and hardship is over. And then Tyreek Stevenson's just oh shit, there's a play. And the worst part is I feel if he just kept talking shit for the whole play, it the Hail Mary wouldn't have happened, but he ran over and he was the one that tipped it up to Noah Brown. So it's that game, and it just completely ended our season. Our team had no belief after that.
That was the game where the Bears were done last year.
So that game was miserable, and it's kind of crazy that we're kind of seeing a reverse this year. The Commanders, we were in a close battle. They probably should have won the game. Jaden Daniels drops the football. We end up winning, and now they're on a 4-game lose streak. Jaden Daniels is out for the year. It's crazy how things are working out. I'm just glad it's not Chicago again.
I don't know if you listen to Barstool, but I listen to Part of My Take all the time with Big Cat, who's Bears fan, and then PF2's Commanders fan, and they were joking at the end of the game. They brought up, hey, any chance this could be the end of the season for the Commanders like it was last year? And everybody was like, nah, no way. And it's crazy now that it kind of is.
It's really unfortunate. I never want to see great players in the league get hurt, especially Jaden Daniels. Yeah. I don't want to put this on him, but it is kind of scary that every single game he plays now, it's he gets hurt. It's I don't know. This last one was a freak. He can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
But I really hope he doesn't. I hope the Commanders don't have the same. I don't even want to say his name. I feel like we all know who I'm thinking about. I don't want that to happen for them again. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about pouting, because when we blew it to the Broncos, I pouted in my dorm room bed for a while. So don't feel bad about pouting. It's okay.
Y'all should have seen me during the Bengals game. I went from oh my God, Tremaine Edmonds just got a pick 6. The world is awesome, and then I'm
yeah.
it's crazy.
I know.
But yeah.
I the Bengals scored that touchdown, and I was like, oh my God, we won. And then I literally texted Jared, my roommate, or from last year, and I was like, no one should ever lose to the Bengals. I'm so sorry. And then it was like it hit me, and I was like, wait, they have 3 timeouts, and our defense is going to be on the field. We lost this game, and then it's exactly what happened. It's just unreal.
It's funny because even though I was in like the worst mood possible, I should have been super confident because Caleb Williams, I will say, out of all the flaws he has, if he has a chance to go tie or win the game, he's gonna go do it. Like I cannot think of a time besides Vikings overtime last year where he took that horrible sack, horrible sack.
Yeah.
But every other time, it's like, all right, we have 50 seconds, we have 40 seconds. All right, I'm gonna go get you 3. So,
For sure.
I think that's the part that pumps me up about Caleb Williams the most is just his clutch factor. It's not like, for example, like Sam Darnold. I love Sam Darnold this year. I still don't know if he's gonna go win you a game when it matters. So, I don't have to question that with Caleb Williams. So.
That's funny that you say that because we literally talked about that in the podcast like 2 hours ago.
Really?
Yeah, we literally
Exactly
said
what I
that he was
said,
good, and
yeah.
we don't know if he's going to go win them a playoff game. But that's funny.
Well, he kind of did the same thing last year. Like he balled out. It wasn't to this extent, but then as soon as they got to the playoffs, he kind of reverted into frantic Sam Darnold. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, last question I have for you. I want to end on a positive note. Not that we haven't been positive, but can you tell us about your favorite memory as a Bears fan?
Ooh. Favorite memory as a Bears fan? There hasn't been a lot of those. There really hasn't.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, the one that immediately comes to my head, and I mean, it may sound crazy because it was a meaningless game, but last year, Week 18 against the Packers, when we won that game after losing 10 straight, it was Caleb's first time in Lambeau, and it wasn't pretty, but we pulled it out, and like normally we lose those games, and
For sure.
I don't know, it was just seeing Caleb walk back into the tunnel, just he seemed motivated, like first one of 2025. Like that's what he said. It's not like, wow, like we ended the year on a good note. He's already thinking about next year and improving.
Yeah.
So that was an awesome moment. And Cairo Santos hit it. It was like this or something. I forget his celly, but it was awesome. So I'll run with that one.
Do you so as a Bears fan, is Packers like your hatred, and then that's like the team that?
Oh yeah, I have a FGB shirt.
Nice.
When I went to the Bears Carolina Panthers game last year, I want to say last year or maybe it was the year before, and like it's not just it's every Bears fan. Like we enter the stadium FGB, like we lose FGB, like it's the whole city. So it's like. I hate them. I don't really hate any other team in the league, but I just hate them. It's probably just because they've been so good for so long, and I'm jealous. But it is what it is.
It's
FGB.
That's of course. That's what makes football so great. You got to have some rivalries here and there.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Yes. I was glad to talk some Bears football with you and hear some insights. I'm glad that you reached out and I didn't say anything about Caleb Williams that pissed you off or anything. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you joining us.
This was great. Thank you.
No, for sure. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Yeah. Well, it was great talking, and we will continue with the podcast.
Hello? Dude, the Cowboys still suck.
Welcome to Around the League, which is where we talk about all of the other NFL games from this week, and we talk about our thoughts about them, just key points and stuff. But yeah, let's kick it off. I know you've got a big agenda about the Colts, so I'll let you get to that.
I want everyone to realize that Daniel Jones, he did what he did to us when we won our playoff game. He pulled the mask over his face. He looked like a completely different human. He looked so skilled. People were they didn't know what to do with him. He looked like a $120 million quarterback. That's what we gave him. maybe. I think it was more, actually. I think it was more than I'm saying that out loud. But he looked really good, and everyone thought that to an extent he deserved that money for how he played the year before. He has not looked as good as he has been. He has been grateful for what Jonathan Taylor has been able to do. Because when you have a running back doing what Jonathan Taylor has been doing, that makes your world a lot easier. A lot easier. Hence, Saquon, healthy Saquon on the Giants, Daniel Jones looked good. When Saquon was injured, did he ever look good? No! Jonathan Taylor looks amazing. What's Daniel Jones look like? Daniel Jones is the MVP. Daniel Jones might be an MVP. Colts are the best team in the league. The Steelers stack the box, don't let Jonathan Taylor run the ball, and Daniel Jones looks like a pumpkin. He turned the ball over 5 times. 5 times! Daxton Dart hasn't turned the ball over 5 times since he's been on the Giants. Daniel Jones looked atrocious. All right? This is the Daniel Jones that you guys have had. He's just been hiding behind Jonathan Taylor. That's all it's been. All right? I'm glad that it finally showed itself. I'm glad everyone got to see it. I've been waiting for this. All the Colts fans that know me have been saying, wait till the back half of the season. You know, they have a stronger schedule. Not saying that the front half, they've been good. They won games. They were 7-1. Sure, you know, good job. It's impressive to win that many games, even with the easy schedule. But I knew that he would get his mask ripped off, or I knew that his true colors would show, and this is exactly what I expect.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not willing to say that Daniel Jones got his mask ripped off. He's been pretty good this year outside of just Jonathan Taylor being on his team. The Steelers' defense had him in absolute hell. Dude, they sacked him 5 times. He fumbled twice and he threw 3 picks. I understand that's on him, but the Steelers absolutely...
Yeah, so when you play good teams with good defenses, he can't fucking win! He can't! He's not a good quarterback! I'm tired of people saying it, alright? I watched this guy for 6 years. He tormented my life. He made me hate football some weekends. Alright? He's not a good quarterback.
You're 100% gonna get a fucking voice complaint, bro. Somebody's gonna come over and yell.
I don't care. And I'll tell him Daniel Jones is a bum. That's what I'm gonna tell him. Alright?
All right, well, you've set your agenda straight. We're very clear on where you're at with that. I personally think the Colts are still good. The Steelers had Daniel Jones in absolute hell. I'm not shocked that he looked like that because the defensive line was absolutely nuts. So, but you know, that's your agenda. So I'll give you that. Let's move off the Colts because you're about to blow a blood vessel. Patriots won again. They're 7-2. I don't really have much to say about the Patriots. I just wanted to mention that they won again. Drake May really didn't look all that great this game. His fumble was kind of bad. He just dropped the ball. But on the Falcons side of things, dude, Drake London is just so good. He's absolutely ridiculous.
He's a monster, and I wanna shout out my chopped league mates. In a chopped league where you use all your money to get the people who get chopped before and get added to the waiver wire. I'm out of money. I spent all my money early trying to load up. Drake London was on there. Just decided, hey, let's just add him just in case. You know, never happens. And I added the wide receiver number 1 for $0. It's a great pickup. Yeah.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. The Falcons got kind of fucked because Parker Romo missed that PAT and they ended up losing by a point. I think they're just cursed. You shouldn't have cut Younghoe Koo.
Yeah.
I think he was a reasonably decent kicker and he was a fan favorite. When you cut a fan favorite, you get cursed.
For sure. I think Atlanta was trying to do Atlanta things this week. You know, like we talked about. You lose to the Panthers, you beat the Bills. Who'd they lose to last week?
They lost to...
It was another bad team because you were on their case. Was it the Dolphins?
Dolphins.
They lost to the Dolphins, and then you come back. You almost beat the Patriots. I think we saw it's the same Falcons team.
Yeah.
Just the Patriots were able to just
It's exactly what I said. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy. I would hate to be a fan of the Falcons right now.
For sure.
The Broncos, like Sean Payton. I think he's got to be done. He may be one of the worst play callers of all time. I think he's worse than Zach Taylor this year. And I think Zach Taylor has actually been much better at play calling, genuinely, since he's gotten Flacco. I really can't hate on Zach Taylor at all. The beginning of the year, he had a lot of play calls that were really frustrating, and running the ball last week on their own 45 was ridiculous. But Sean Payton literally calls plays for 3 quarters that don't make any sense. It's like run the ball, incomplete pass, punt. It's like every drive, and they do nothing until the 4th quarter, and it's just like that's not going to be sustainable, and you're not going to win playoff games doing that. The Broncos scored 7 points in the first 3 quarters, but 11 in the 4th. You know, the Broncos are 7-2. Sure, they're 7-2. I can't argue much with that. But Sean Payton, he's got to be done play calling. If the Broncos want to unlock their offense to the extent to what it should be unlocked, Sean Payton needs to stop being the play caller.
Sean Payton's at fault, 100%. I think there needs to be some more fault on Bo Nix as well. Like, I do. I think, like, his numbers have been, even though Sean Payton has probably called bad plays, put him in bad positions, 18 for 37, that's not all coaching.
I know.
Like, there's got to be some fault.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of drops.
I'll give it.
Troy Franklin and Broncos receivers have had a lot of drops this year.
I think we need to look his way just a little bit.
Riley Moss also needs to be benched.
Yeah.
He gets burnt on deep shots constantly. So many PIs, so many penalties, and it's just like I saw a tweet that was like Riley Moss is the best graded corner in terms of like yards allowed or something like, and I was like, yeah, or targeted. It's like least targeted or something. I'm like, yeah, because he gets PI every other play. I'm like, he's been terrible.
Yeah. That Broncos are in a weird spot. They're probably the worst / most questionable 7-2 team there is in the 7-2 team there is in the league.
For sure. There are so many. I'd rather play the Broncos over so many teams in the playoffs if the Bengals were.
For sure.
What team you want to talk about next?
The Packers.
Okay.
Say it. I'd like to hear it, please.
No.
I don't understand. He won't admit. I said last week, as most of you know, most of you saw, I said the Packers are overrated. Ethan, he was like, oh, yeah, they're bad. All right, they're bad. No. I said they were overrated and that they aren't a top 3 team in the NFC. You know what top three teams in the NFC don't do? Lose to the Panthers, all right?
Panthers have a really, really good defense. They do.
I hate
I'm
you
not
trying
I'm
to...
not going to try and make excuses. I'm not going to try and make excuses. Jordan Love did not look good. He did not look good. He only threw 1 pick, but there is a point in the game where he scrambled around for like 15 seconds and threw a ball up, and the only person with view was the Panthers cornerback. He did not look good at all. I'm not going to fault that. The Packers did not look good. But I am not going to sit here and tell you that the Packers are a bad team. And
I never said they're a bad team.
Overrated team. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, I still believe the Packers are a top 3 team in the NFC. When it comes down to playoff contention, the Packers are up there. Top 3. No, I'm not smoking.
I just wanted to touch on that. I was hoping he'd apologize for he was trying to humiliate me, and it actually worked in my favor. So I was just hoping for a little apology.
No,
it did.
No. But they won. Panthers won. They're 5-4 now.
Are the Panthers making a push for the playoffs?
No. It's a stacked NFC. I don't think they'll make it. And even if they did, it's not like I don't think Bryce Young is going to lead them to a playoff win. I think he's serviceable, but I don't think he's one of those guys, kind of like we talked about with Caleb Williams. Like, you need a quarterback that you can guarantee can win playoff games, and I don't think Bryce Young is one of those.
I agree with you. Do we think that if the Bucs stay this banged up, like let's say they just can't ever get healthy, it's just reoccurring, do we think the Panthers have a shot at the South? Because I think they're now 2 games up on the Falcons, or a game and a half up.
Maybe.
Like, they're a game and a half or 2 games up.
Maybe.
And if the Bucs can't stay healthy, don't get me wrong, I love Baker. I think he's very, very, very good. I think the Bucs, when healthy, are a top 3 team in the NFC. But if they can't stay healthy, their defense stays banged up, they can't get their weapons back on offense. I don't know what the Panthers' schedule looks like, but I think that could be something to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Rico Dowdle was pretty much the reason they won this game. Rico's absolutely unbelievable. He's going to get paid next year.
For sure.
Paid next year, so.
Yeah. Rams, wagon. This is against the Saints, but they looked good.
Tyler Shuck, like, is he seriously, he's your starting quarterback? It was like 3 straight 3-and-outs. Taysom Hill came in, and it was like a rushing first down. I'm just like, dude, the Saints quarterback room is such a mess. To think that Tyler Shuck is your starting quarterback and you bench Spencer Rattler for him, I'm just like, what? Like that those two guys having to fight for the starting quarterback job, it's like neither of them should even be a second string.
No, they shouldn't. It's abysmal in New Orleans. It's bad.
The Rams are good though. Matthew Stafford is still so good, and Devontae Adams still has it.
Rams are very good. The Vikings are good.
Okay, let's talk about the Vikings. That was a fun game.
Sure.
27-24. I had fun. I had fun watching.
I'm a known JJ McCarthy supporter. While I do, and I've said it many times, he's in a very good situation. I think McCarthy's good enough and young enough to be just fine in Minnesota.
Sure, but I think McCarthy's a system quarterback.
I mean, you could say,
I think his receivers make a lot of plays for him, and I think he makes throws that the average quarterback should make. I haven't seen anything from him where I'm like, man, this dude's really good. I think he's just a normal NFL quarterback.
System quarterbacks, and we're saying system quarterback comes down to good wide receivers. So having good wide receivers that can make plays for you. He's got a bad O-line. Does this seem like the Bengals? Joe Burrow has great wide receivers in a bad O-line, and Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Stop! Would you let me finish? Carson Wentz comes into Minnesota and he plays good with the weapons. Yes, it's a system team. A good quarterback can look like a great quarterback with them. Joe Flacco comes in, and Joe Burrow's spot looks good. I'm just saying. He wants to say J.J. McCarthy's bad. He's just a quarterback.
Stop it. If you are claiming Joe Burrow is a system quarterback, you should be done talking on this shit forever. Joe Burrow's not a fucking
he's
system
not.
quarterback. I know you're just trying to fucking bait me, but fuck that. And don't bring up Carson Wentz. He fucking sucks.
No, he's not. I thought it was when you brought that up that made me think Bengals really good. We just talked about how they're quarterback, but no, I'm not claiming.
Quarterback does decent. Every quarterback does decent in the Vikings.
They do, and that's why I like J.J. McCarthy coming in. The way I saw Sam Darnold, the way he played with them, Sam Darnold has proved me wrong. I thought once he left, he'd be bad. But the way Sam Darnold played, I was like, okay, yeah, J.J. McCarthy's going to be good. He's got good weapons. He's got a good head coach. He's got good offense. Like, I thought he was going to be good.
Yeah, so, yeah, whatever. I want to talk about this. I respect Pete Carroll for not going for the tie.
I do too. I think it was the right call.
A tie does absolutely nothing. A tie does absolutely nothing for you as the Raiders. Your season is pretty much already over. Geno finally had a great game. I know most of it just came from Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers literally had just under half of Geno's passing yards as receiving yards.
That's crazy.
So I understand that a lot of it was fed to Brock Bowers, but I am very, very pleased with Pete Carroll's decision to go for two there and not go for the extra point because 100%. A tie does absolutely nothing.
It was the right call. I don't know how he could justify kicking an extra point, unless he says it's a win, in a moral win, something that would be able to kind of help him feel better about the season, get a foot in the right direction. While it does suck to lose, I don't think I wouldn't have done anything else if I would have. It's funny that it is Pete Carroll, though. It's funny that it comes down to Pete Carroll on the goal line once again.
Yeah, definitely. So the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football, they absolutely manhandled the Commanders. Are the Seahawks going to make some noise this year? They just traded for Rashid.
And I like that move.
They've got a pretty damn good receiving.
Their defenses looked very good.
Matt Donald is very good. The Seahawks could make.
They could. My only thing is, while I should trust Sam Darnold more than I do, he's given me reason to trust him. If I put Sam Darnold in a playoff game, there's a lot of quarterbacks where I'm like, yeah, they would beat Sam Darnold. I trust that quarterback more. That's where it comes down to Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I don't know how I feel about that.
I agree. Sam Darnold has completely proven me wrong to this point. I was very, very, very adamant that this contract that they gave him was too much, and that he absolutely needed to play exactly, if not better, as he did as a Vikings quarterback, and for that contract to be able to be worth it. And he showed it. He was 21 for 24. He had 330 pass yards and 4 touchdowns. He was 16 for 16 before he threw an incompletion, I'm pretty sure. That is fucking incredible, and if any quarterback plays like that, they can win playoff games. And so I cannot hate on Sam Darnold at all right now. It doesn't matter if I think one way about him, whatnot. He proved like that performance. There's nothing I can say about Sam Darnold right now after that performance in a bad way.
For sure. No, I'm with you. I thought he looked unbelievable.
Yeah. Last game that we need to mention at least is this Cardinals game, because we need to talk about Jacoby Brissett. I don't know if you saw, but as we started recording, a tweet came out that Jonathan Gannon has decided to make Jacoby Brissett the starting quarterback.
Has he really?
For next week. He has. I believe Kyler Murray has just been soft benched.
He's probably just still hurt. I mean, you don't want to throw your younger, more impactful quarterback. You don't want to put him in harm's way to get hurt even more.
Stop. More impactful. Okay, let me give you a stat. In 3 games with Jacoby Brissett, Trey McBride has 4 touchdowns.
Correct.
Trey McBride has 5 touchdowns with Kyler Murray in 3 seasons.
How does Trey McBride being a Jacoby Brissett merchant make Jacoby Brissett a better quarterback than Kyler? Like, I see your point. Trey McBride's better for fantasy.
You listen to me right now. You take whatever fucking glasses you put on that make you not see the greatness of Jacoby Brissett and the shitness of Kyler Murray.
Greatness of Jacoby Brissett?
Okay, maybe that's an over-exaggeration.
For sure.
But Kyler Murray is not to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals any longer, because Jacoby Brissett just came in and he's showing him up. Week after week, we're having the same talk. This is like the 3rd week in a row I'm talking about.
Yeah, because he's hurt. What do you want him to do?
Before he was hurt, Jacoby Brissett's putting up better numbers than Kyler Murray.
I think their record's the exact same.
The offense is way better.
What matters more, wins or the offense moving? I'm just saying, if a team wins 5 games, but they're off the Bengals, what matters more? Do you want your offense to look good, or do you want to win games? Do you want your offense to look good, or do you want to win games? They've won the same amount of games, so their offenses move the ball more. All right?
No, bro, no. What do you need to see to admit that Kyler Murray is not the guy?
I need Jacoby Brissett to win more games than Kyler has. I think people forget Kyler led the Cardinals to were they undefeated through 10 weeks like 2 years ago? Maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years. It wasn't long ago. They were undefeated through like week 11.
Kyler's not the guy, dude. He's done nothing.
Maybe this year he's allowed to have a down year.
Down year, he's the same quarterback he's been for 6 years.
You can't say he's the same quarterback because 2-3 years ago they were like 10-0 at one point. I think it was the year that the Rams went to the Super Bowl. It was the year the Rams went to the Super Bowl, I think.
It doesn't change the fact that Kyler Murray is not to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals.
I mean, yeah, because he's hurt. All right,
whatever. Until you're gonna have to admit it eventually. We can keep waiting for you to come around. Trade deadline passed. It is after 4 o'clock. So there were some crazy stuff. Sauce Gardner to the Colts is wild. They got a haul. 2 first-round picks is pretty nuts. They also sent Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, who also got Logan Wilson from the Bengals. I'm not upset about Logan Wilson. I think that when you're named team captain and you get benched because you cannot tackle, I think that poses enough issues on its own. So while I am very thankful for Logan Wilson's time in Cincinnati, especially 3-4 years ago, it was time for him to go, I think, and I'm thankful I'm thankful he was on the team and I was able to watch him for a couple years. But yeah, it was time for Logan Wilson to go.
For sure, I think the thing that glared out to me the most is the Cowboys becoming buyers. Like, don't get me wrong, their offense is good. Like, their offense is very potent, it's very strong. But I don't think Quinnen Williams, the amount they gave up, a 7th, a 1st, and a 2nd. I think the first was 27. I think the second was 26, and the seventh was 26. Now I know a seventh doesn't matter that much, but you're giving up a first next year, a second this coming year, and a seventh when right now you're 3-6. Is that right?
I don't know. I just think. Well, I think the problem with the Cowboys is it lies in the secondary, and they didn't trade for secondary.
I mean, their run defense is bad, but their defense in a whole, like if they really wanted to say, all right, their offense is good enough, we need to bolster the defense and make a push this year, they need to make 6 trades. So I think this is just like, they got to cut. They're fucking cut up from all these teams just running the ball, passing the ball, having the best offense every time they play their defense. And they put a fucking Band-Aid on it instead of actually fixing the problem. They put I think it was Jerry Jones making another stupid move because I think he's the worst in the league. I think Jerry Jones is the worst in the league. I think he finally felt some pressure by his fans. He was tired of people, mocking him. He was tired of feeling belittled. So he felt like I need to go do something to make people talk about me. He wanted to be back in the action. Micah Parsons is dead. No one's talking about Jerry Jones. Let's do something. Let's do something to make people talk about me. That's what I felt this was. I felt this was like a pity challenge. Like this was like, oh, look at me. Look at me. I'm important too. Like that's what I felt like Jerry Jones was doing.
It very well could have been. I don't know. I don't know about the Cowboys. I think you saying they put a Band-Aid on it is pretty good explanation.
So,
but yeah.
Here we go, back with studs and duds. I've got QBs and tight ends this week. Ethan's got running backs and wide receivers. I'll kick it off since I got QBs. Quarterback stud of the week is Sam Darnold. 330 passing yards, 21 for 24. He went a perfect 6 for 16. I think it was 2 completions or 3 completions into the second half. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 INT, 141 passer rating on a big-time road win. I know Daniels got hurt in that game. If Daniels played the whole game, it wouldn't have mattered. Seahawks own this game, and Darnold is the reason why. JSN's great, but Darnold played out of his mind. It was a very good game by Darnold. I thought about Joe Flacco. If the Darnold had not did what he did, it was Joe Flacco. But the fact that...
I agree. I think Joe Flacco should have been the stud quarterback of the week, but once Sam Darnold played, I was like, yeah, it's just got to
he played out of his mind. He played so good. Like, if he was in a game situation that Joe Flacco was in, he would have had as many yards as Joe Flacco. Like, that's the state he was in. And that's why I chose to lean Darnold. Dud quarterback of the week is Daniel fucking Clowns Jones. 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. Are we serious? Against one game. I don't care if you're playing the 80s, 70s Steelers defense had a baby with the Legion of Boom defense. Like, one of the best defenses you could ever combine. You should have 5 turnovers as one player. Question, or you're just showing how many fucking turnovers he had?
Never mind.
He looked like shit. He did have 342 passing yards. Good for you. You gave the other team 5 extra possessions. You deserve to be the dud, bum, shit of the week.
Yep. All right. Let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it there. All right. Go
stud tight ends, Brock Bowers. I can't even He played unreal. 12 catches, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was methodical. He worked his way down the field. He was basically the entire offense for the Raiders. He looked great.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was unreal. Yeah, he was.
Played great. Dud tight end of the week, Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, he's been such a dud all season.
He had zeros. Like, he didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about him. I thought he looked. I didn't see him. I don't know what he looked. Oh, you can go ahead and hit your running backs and wide receivers.
There were a lot of good wide receivers this week. Basically, it came down to me choosing between 2 guys, and I decided to give my stud wide receiver of the week to my guy, T. Higgins. He had 121 receiving yards, 7 catches, and 2 touchdowns. My reasoning for giving him that over Drake London was because Drake London had less receiving yards, or he had more catches. He had more catches and one less touchdown, I'm pretty sure.
He had one more
Maybe they had the
touchdown.
same amount
He
of
had
touchdowns.
3.
He had
Yes.
3? Oh, shoot. Whatever. T. Higgins had his touchdown was ungodly, and the plays that he made were ridiculous. And I think Drake London was incredible too, and I think it was a toss-up. But I had to give it to my guy while I had the opportunity to.
I understand why you gave it to your guy. I think Drake London played better, but it's not like T. Higgins played any worse. I felt like it was pretty equal, and I think you're right in saying it's a toss-up. And since it's your week, you get to choose. And if you want to lean Bengals, that's more than okay.
Basically, it was like he had a higher yards per catch. He had a fucking unbelievable play,
Mm-hmm.
2 unbelievable plays, and Drake London had an extra touchdown.
sure.
That's kind of how I looked at it. I gave it to my guy.
It's fair.
I want you to watch that T. Higgins touchdown catch. Maybe you'll understand a little bit more why I gave it to him. It was fucking ridiculous. And then my dud wide receiver of the week is going to come from the same exact game. That will be going to Rome Odunze.
Yeah, I mean, a game where there's 89 total points, the Bears put up 47, and your supposed wide receiver 1, up-and-coming star, is gone.
I think DJ Turner absolutely clamped him, which is very, very promising that we have somebody in the secondary that's been so good this year. But, yeah, no, you got to show up, dude, especially when your team scores 47
For
points.
sure.
My stud running back of the week, there were 3 guys I considered. And I gave it to the guy that whole-handedly won their team the game, and I gave it to Rico Dowdle. He had 25 carries for 130 rush yards and 2 touchdowns, 141 scrimmage yards. Obviously, it was him, Monungai, or CMC. I believe Rico Dowdle literally was the reason the Panthers beat the Packers, like, wholeheartedly. That touchdown at the end, like, I think without Rico Dowdle, the Panthers do not win that game. I think the Bears still probably beat the Bengals without Monungai because any running back will beat the Bengals. And then CMC obviously looked good, but the Giants were really banged up. So I gave it to Rico, but the other guys would have been great options too.
I really hope the Panthers front office has realized that Chuba Hubbard is just not it. He could try to.
I think
They got to.
Rico's just so good.
He's so good.
Rico's just
You
so
can
good.
either turn it into a Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery thing, or you move on from Chuba and leave it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay. Well, they just paid Chuba though, so they'd have to pay Rico too, and they probably don't want to do that.
I think they just gotta trade him. Trade Chuba.
Well, they can't now. He's on 1 year.
Chuba.
Oh, Chuba. I got you. I mean, yeah. And then my dud running back of the week, I gave it to Jahmyr Gibbs. He had 9 carries for 25 yards, 2.8 yards per carry. Just when you're in an offense like that and you lose to the Vikings, like, I mean, he's just a guy that's expected way more. So, like, you know, averaging 2.8 yards per carry is with his caliber of being that good of a running back, you know.
For sure.
That's a dud. That's a dud.
For
week.
sure.
So, yep, studs and duds for you. All right, we're going to go to Trade or Fade. I'll give you Derek Carr. You give me your firstborn child, bottle of baby oil, and a used condom.
Fuck no.
All right, bro. This may be one of the last times we do it. We're starting to run out of names, and the trade deadline's passed, so we might as well incorporate a new segment. So enjoy it while it's still there. I will start us first. I've got a couple guys for you. So let's pretend that we like the trade deadline.
I gotcha.
Was, you know.
Pretend it's like 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you have traded for Tyreek Hill? Because I know the attention was on Jalen Waddle, but what if Tyreek Hill?
If he was healthy.
And he was healthy.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
Not healthy, I don't see a point. He might retire. Healthy, yeah, I'd consider it if the price was right. Like if we could get Tyreek Hill for cheaper because he's older and his contract is more expensive than Waddle's, then yeah, sure, I would have thought about it, but only if he's healthy.
Yeah. What about somebody that wasn't traded that I thought was 100% going to get traded? What if the Jets threw up Brees Hall?
No.
You're just committed to Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tracy's a solid second guy. Like I don't think
you're happy with the 1-2
For sure, I don't think it's worth going and getting someone else. I think Brees Hall's great. I just don't think he's necessary in our offense. Maybe this year it would be a Band-Aid over our problems, but
Okay, so what if the phone starts ringing, you pick it up, and hey, it's the Vikings. We're looking to trade Brian Flores.
yeah, I mean, I'd give my left nut to get him on our team and get Shane Bowen the fuck out of there. I mean, yeah.
Could you imagine how much he blitzes
Oh,
too?
dude, it would be unreal. Brian Burns is single-handedly flipping Shane Bowen the middle finger and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go get DPOY," while everyone else is just trying to scrounge and try to get whatever they can because he wants to rush 3 on 5 people when he thinks we have a studded secondary. Yeah, Brian Flores, I would do ungodly things to get him on my team.
Oh yeah, I bet. I thought that would be so cool.
All right, my side of Trader Fade, I'm taking just a little bit different. Like you said, we're starting to run out of players. So I'm calling you saying this person's for grabs. Give me your best offer possible. Because I know you'd take all 3 of these guys. So I want to know what you'd be willing to give up for one of these guys.
Okay.
Broncos call. Pat Surtain. What are you selling? What are you giving up for that?
I would, if they asked for 2 first-round picks, I would do it. And my reasoning for that is I know that's what Sauce was just paid for, so I think Surtain's price would probably be near it.
It's probably
And
more.
I think I would comfortably, maybe, but I would be comfortably giving up 2 first-round picks for Surtain because the Bengals cannot draft, so there's no use in even having the first-round picks in general.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think when I put this down, I wrote next to him 2 firsts plus starter or 2 firsts and another first or second day pick.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, for sure. No, I think so. Like, yeah, I would give up at least 2 first-round picks, and then if they ask for something else, consider it for sure.
And I wrote this down before Sauce. So with Sauce going for 2 firsts and a Donnie Mitchell, I feel like Surtain's gotta be. But I'm with you.
Yep.
The Giants call Brian Burns.
Burns, man, Burns. Yeah, we need that help down there. Pair him with Trey. That would be so sick.
Wouldn't it be great?
I give up at least 2 firsts for Burns as well.
That's yeah.
And if my team was good at drafting, maybe I'd be more hesitant.
Okay.
But they can't draft. For a team that relies on drafting, they can't do it.
That's fair.
So yes, I would be willing to.
I wrote next to him in your case. Like in my case, I love Brian Burns, and I probably would be okay with giving up 2 firsts. But in your case, I wrote 1 first and a starter, or a first and like a second. I don't know if you guys would be so willing because I don't know how much he fixes your problems, but I know he sure helps.
He would help, dude. He would help.
Last one. Imagine he's healthy. Niners, Fred Warner.
I don't want Fred. I think Fred is incredible, but I think Fred's gonna fall off a cliff. I don't think he's worth the price. I think Fred is playing at his absolute peak, and it's gonna fall very quickly. I just see Fred. I think he's gonna be like Luke Kuechly, in a sense of like not gonna retire at his prime, but I think he's gonna like fall off the face like that. I don't think Fred Warner's gonna be like Bobby Wagner, where he sticks around for like 6 years longer than you think he should have. I think Fred is going to be good for maybe a year or 2 longer, and then after that, he might just like kind of bounce for a second and then be done. So I just think with the price that you have to pay for Fred, I don't think he'd be worth it.
Fair. I didn't have him.
That's crazy. He's
yeah,
insane.
I didn't have him priced high. Like I thought I wrote down the same as Burns. I thought you would a first and a starter.
I think I'd give up 2 firsts for Fred.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Let's go to the crossover. Let's. Talk about a couple other sports besides football real quick, and then we'll cut it here and until next week. So what sport you want to start with?
I want to kick it off some college basketball. We had opening night last night. Got another few good games on tonight. Koa Pete in Arizona. Koa Pete looks insane. He did what I thought Boozer would do. And I think Cole Pete kind of got shoved down a little bit. Like, you got Devanza, you got Darren Peterson, you got Boozer. Those three guys have just been all the talk about freshmen. Cole Pete, I think, was number one in his class for a while. Like, once he turned like 14, 15, they started ranking those guys. He was top dog. I still think he finished like sixth, maybe like 6 to 8 range in the class. Like, he was still a highly touted recruit. But he kind of got fallen behind, in the shadows of some of these guys, and he showed up last night against what was regarded as the best front court in basketball, retaining the entire front court that people say, besides Walter Clayton, best front court that carried them to the finals last year. Mm. He looked unreal. Arizona as a team looked unreal. I think Arizona just made a lot of noise. Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee, whatever's going on. Yeah, I think coming with NCAA starting yesterday, we saw a lot. I think Cole Pete really made a name for himself after living in the shadows of Devanza, Boozer, and Peterson. I think he really showed what he is and how good he really could be, while no one's really been talking about him. And I think Arizona as a whole looked really, really solid. I think Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan left a lot to be desired. They were coming in as highly touted guards. The transfer portal is joining a very stout backcourt, and didn't show up.
From every loss. Hopefully it lights a fire under them to improve on the things they need to improve on. They missed a lot of shots. Free throws were a mess. 3-pointers were a mess. But there was a lot of good to come by. Malachi Moreno looks really good. I'm excited about the season. Starts tonight. They play Nichols in 58 minutes, so I'm excited for that. So, but yeah, that's college basketball. We can touch on MLB real quick. Dodgers win it. Officially over for now.
That's good.
Insane Game 7. Subbing Pajes in.
Here we go.
And running over Kike to make that catch was just super cool. It's just
there
nuts. We go. Yamamoto being named World Series MVP. He definitely deserved it. He pitched so much and was so good. But I fucking hate the Dodgers and their fucking payroll, and I wish any other team would have won.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yep.
It's like I said when we went to Game 7, I said Dodgers are winning, and my sole reason was Jordan was 6-0 in the finals. Brady's got 7 Super Bowls. You put the best player in the game. You have the best player of all time.
Just doesn't give me any hope that they're going to do that. And man, I just want the Reds to be good, and yuck. So that's it for MLB. NBA, Thunder are what, 7-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. The Thunder could go back to back.
Yep, they're the best team in the NBA, and they don't have their second best player. I want that to just really that's like the Celtics being 7-0 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I do think other teams, I know we're 7-0. We started good. We have a couple solid wins, but I do think that there's other good teams. I don't think this is the Thunder loaded and it's going to be a miracle. I think there's many good teams that could beat the Thunder, but I do think the fact that the Thunder are steamrolling right now, they don't have J-Dub is very impressive.
So you think they'll be just a play-in team like they always are and lose to the Hawks?
In the sense of, do I think they'll finish top 3 in the East? No. I still think they're probably a 7 to 10 team in the East. I do. But in the sense of, I could see them, when I think play-in, I think 9 and 10 seed. Because 7 and 8 in my head, just because of what I grew up with, you're still in the playoffs, but they've just made it harder for 7 and 8 seeds to earn it. I could see them being a top 7 team. I could see them being there. I just don't see them getting out of the play, and I don't think they're that good yet. But they have a lot of good things going for them.
The Lakers last night, who didn't have LeBron, they didn't have Luka, and they didn't have Austin Reeves, and they still lost. Nick Smith Jr. had 25 points. It's top 3. My statement doesn't change.
Yep. And they lost because their roster is not the most all-around in the NBA.
Thanks, bro. Yep. Anything about college football you want to mention?
I'm glad you're sticking to it. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you for just sticking to it. I am. But I'm going to let you hear it. Just like you're going to let me hear it with the Kyler thing. One day. Yeah. I think this... I might be misspeaking. I'm pretty sure this week and next week it's fairly shitty matchups. I think we're getting into like in college football, you have like a couple bye games at the beginning of the year, really tough, and then most of the big Power Fives do a couple more bye games at the end of the year. That's always been weird to me. There's a couple good games this week, but I think the next week there's not a lot going on. So I think we're just kind of waiting for college football playoffs. I think it's going to get really mucky, especially with Miami and G-Tech losing. For like Notre Dame right now is in a really weird situation where they're a 2-loss team, but their 2 losses are to Texas A&M, who haven't lost yet, and it was by 1 or by like 3, and it was right at the end of the game. And same thing with Miami, it was by single digits. I want to say it was like 1 to 4 points. But with Miami losing, that makes that win look less. But with Miami losing, that also mucks up the ACC, because right now Notre Dame needs a couple 2-loss teams. Like, they need people to get to 2 losses, because out of 2-loss teams at this point, Notre Dame has the best 2-loss record, and they don't have a conference championship, so they're kind of getting shafted. Notre Dame, in my opinion, I think is a top 10 team, but the way that the seedings work and the way that you kind of just have to give grace to teams who have had a better year, I could see Notre Dame not making the playoffs.
That probably no one's even heard about. I got to shout out Morehead State's wide receiver room. Their wide receiver names, like, they are top of the league, top of college football in best names for wide receivers. We got Ryan Up, we got Bronson England, we got Cannon Dinger,
Interesting.
and we got Anthony Ice. Bro, dude, that's sick. That's a sick wide receiver name core. And that's just freaking awesome.
Really?
I just saw that, and it's just like, that's really cool.
That's pretty
And so shout out Morehead State football. But yeah, that, I know that's probably not where I thought I was going to go with college football, but I had to shout him out.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
No.